A commercial passenger flight was preparing to leave New York, heading toward Venezuela. For the passengers, it was just another ordinary journey. Some people were traveling for work, some were going to meet their families, and others were excited about their vacation. Among the passengers were two best friends who had planned this trip together for months. They were laughing, talking, and enjoying the moment, completely unaware that this journey would soon turn into the most terrifying experience of their lives. After takeoff, the airplane climbed high above the clouds. The night sky looked calm and beautiful, and everything seemed normal. Inside the cabin, passengers relaxed in their seats, some watching movies, some sleeping, and others looking out of the window at the endless sky. But after some time, the peaceful flight suddenly began to change. Dark clouds slowly surrounded the aircraft, and the weather became worse. Soon the airplane entered a powerful storm. Strong winds shook the aircraft violently, and lightning flashed across the sky. Passengers began to panic while the overhead lights flickered. In the cockpit, the pilots tried their best to control the aircraft, but the storm was too powerful. Warning alarms were flashing everywhere. Then, suddenly, in one terrifying moment, the airplane lost control and crashed into a remote mountain valley covered in deep snow. The sound of the crash echoed through the silent mountains, and then everything became quiet. The wreckage of the plane lay scattered across the frozen landscape as cold wind and falling snow covered the crash site. After some time, one passenger slowly opened his eyes. He was lying in the snow, injured and confused. As he struggled to stand up and looked around, he saw the destroyed remains of the airplane. Many passengers had not survived the crash.
As the survivor slowly walked through the wreckage, he suddenly heard a weak voice calling his name. To his surprise, his best friend had also survived the crash. Both of them were injured and freezing, but they were grateful to be alive. They knew that if they wanted to survive, they had to stay strong and work together. The two friends searched through the broken pieces of the airplane and managed to find a few useful supplies. That night, using parts of the wreckage, they built a small fire to stay warm. The freezing wind in the mountains was brutal, and the snow kept falling around them. Day after day, survival became harder. Their food slowly ran out, and their bodies became weaker. Sometimes they wondered if anyone would ever find them in the endless snowy wilderness. But even in their darkest moments, they refused to give up hope. One day, when they were almost too weak to move, they suddenly heard a distant sound in the sky. It sounded like an airplane. With the last bit of strength they had left, they quickly lit a fire and waved their clothes in the air, hoping someone would see them. For a few tense moments, nothing happened, but then the airplane turned back. The rescue team had spotted their signal. Soon, a rescue helicopter arrived in the snowy valley, and the rescuers helped the two survivors into the helicopter. They were taken to a hospital where doctors treated their injuries. A few days later, they reunited with their families. Tears of relief filled the room as they hugged their loved ones. After surviving such a disaster, they realized that life is the greatest gift of all. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories.